press and record. Let's get some music.
Let's go.
We are calling JD Meadows. Dance break. Yeah, I guess it's not a dance break when you just started the show.
Hello?
Hello, is this JD?
It is.
Hi, JD. This is Paul, Outsider Tackle Box radio show and podcast. Welcome to Fish Story, spreading happiness to the world through the joys of fishing. I have my good buddy Tom. He's next to me.
Hey, how's it going, JD?
Hey, Tom, how you doing? Doing great this morning.
I'm doing all right. I just got yelled at by Paul for whatever reason. I don't know.
Well, thanks for coming on the show, JD. We love the Fish Story blog that you sent to us. Such a great story. Tommy probably hasn't read it, but I'll let you know that is his personal best, Tommy. Mm-hmm. And it's available on our blog, outsidertacklebox.com, and we did put a link to it on our Facebook. And so for those of you listening, go and take a look at that Fish Story blog. And we're going to hear from JD this morning where he caught that fish, the bait he was using, and the size of it. And this is your fish story.
We're listening to the legend himself right now.
Yes,
so
let's hear.
A real legend. I struck out this morning. I've been turkey hunting this morning, struck out. But anyway, well, it was my personal best, but it started out. I had a friend that he's a real inspiration. Mm-hmm. And I won't call his full name, but his name's Ricky. First name's Ricky. Ricky worked most of his adult life handicapped, and he loved to fish. And he'd mentioned a little small farm pond up in Jenkins County, Georgia. Mm-hmm. Little small rural area, very tiny. It was actually on a dairy farm. He said, man, we can go up there and catch some crappie and this and that and the other. So me being me, I'm a bass fisherman. Love bass fisherman. I don't care if we're going catfishing. I'm going to carry some bass tackle. So I did. I threw one bait caster in the vehicle, and, off we go. Well, we were fishing with live bait at first, and just wasn't doing anything with crappie, so I had a blue fox.
Okay.
It's like a rooster tail.
Yeah.
But I was throwing it, and just about every cast, man, I couldn't believe it. Just about every cast, I was catching what we call yearling bass. Last year's hatch, and they're about a pound, half pound, 3/4 pound. Just having a blast.
Yes.
So I'm walking around the corner. I got Ricky set up in his chair, and he's fishing. He's content. And I'm walking around the edge of the pond, and I saw a sandy spot. Well, automatically I recognized that it was a bed. It was March 4th, I think 2011. And I saw a log. I said, well, there was bound to be a bass on the other side of this log,
There usually is.
So over I cast. Yeah, there's always, it's like grass is green on the other side.
Exactly.
There's a fish on the other side of the log.
Yeah, exactly.
So I throw across this log, and it almost split the water. I mean, it took off. It was not a log. It was a fish. Of course, you can imagine my reaction. I was like, oh, my God, this is epic. This is a huge bass. So I throw the little, and forgive me for not remembering. It might have been something as simple as a Zebco 33. I was throwing the little spinner bait on. I threw it down, run back to the vehicle, and Ricky's, what's going on? I said, man, there is a humongous bass up here on the bed. I said, I'm going to try to catch this fish. So I run back to the vehicle, and I have one old bait caster. I don't have a big selection of my bait, so I look around. And you're thinking, what does bass hate getting near their eggs?
Yeah.
Crawfish.
That's it.
Crawfish. So I looked in there. I found a salty craw. I think I had a number 4 hook and maybe an 1/8 ounce bullet sinker. Uh-huh. I put it on there, rigged it up. And, of course, when you're in a hurry, I can't get everything tied right.
You can never do it fast enough.
I'm worried. You can't do it fast enough. I get it all tied on. Make sure I do a double cinch knot. I run back up there, I stop short, I ease up, I throw it. It didn't hit the bottom good before she grabbed it and run with it. So I do the old 1, 2, 3, set the hook.
Yep.
Nothing. He stood there. I said, oh, man, caught something. No, I just knew I'd missed the fish. Never going to catch it, right? I let it settle down, and I don't know how long it took. It's a blur now. I remember it seemed like it took forever before I saw that dark shadow come back to the bed. All right, here's my second chance. Going to get her this time. Throw it out there. Yeah. Boom, hits the water. Didn't even hit the water good. She grabs it. Right, 1, 2, 3, set the hook, and it near about hit me in the face. She did it. I mean, she was just barely lifting it. And now I'm like, what am I going to do? This fish has got to go home with me. This huge fish. Let everything settle down. I'm letting everything settle down.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think, what do I need to do? What do I need to do different? All right, so I throw it back. As soon as she grabbed it, I set the hook. She made a bad mistake of putting it all in her mouth.
Oh.
Hooked her up good. Oh, my God, y'all. It sounded like a walrus out there in the water.
Oh,
and Ricky, now, mind you, this handicapped guy who I love and admire, he's an inspiration. Like I say, worked his whole adult life, can't hardly walk. He comes running. He's running. I said, Ricky, what are you doing? Don't hurt yourself. Don't hurt yourself. Don't hurt yourself. We got it. We got the fish. Yeah. And obviously she was worn out from tending the bed. God knows how many fish and how many crawfish she has grabbed and run out the bed and all.
Yeah.
She rolled up on her side, pulled her up to the bank. I lipped her, and that was it. As they say, the rest is history. But here's the kicker. I didn't even add into the story. I posted a picture to Facebook. I mean, what do?
Yeah.
In the world of social media, first thing you got to do, Instagram, Facebook.
You got to show it off.
Yeah, I had to, man. I mean, it was my personal best. I'd caught a 10-pound one time before, and it stayed in a freezer 15 years, and it never got mounted. And, of course, it was ruined. And I said to myself, I'll never waste a fish. They deserve more respect than that. Yeah. A fish of that size, if I'm going to mount it, it needs to go now. And anyway, I posted a picture. A buddy of mine, he calls me. He says, man, I thought you were working. I said, no, I had today off.
Yeah.
He's like, I need you to go to Jacksonville with me. I said, dude, this fish has got to go to the taxidermist. I can't go to Jacksonville. Well, he's pretty adamant, my best friend. He said, look, man, I really need you to go to Jacksonville. I said, I'll tell you what, I'll make you a deal. You bring me a cooler full of ice, and I'll go to Jacksonville with you.
Yeah.
Fast forward 12 hours later, we weighed her. Now, mind you, it wasn't a certified scale, but she was showing over 12 pounds.
Wow.
And I call it an even 12.
Yeah.
And if you think about it, if you look at the picture good, she had already laid. She had already put her eggs out. So she was probably a 12.5-pound bass at her peak. And it's a story I can relive. I'm glad that y'all wanted me to relive it. You know, people get tired of hearing your personal best, but it's just one of those defining moments. I've caught fish upwards. I've caught fish upwards of 10, 11 pounds. But since then, they go back in the water. People think, well, you're crazy. No, I've caught a 12-pound bass.
Yeah.
If it's not over 12, it's not worth keeping to me. You know. And
understandable.
Now you're from California, am I correct?
Yes.
Yeah.
You're from California, right?
California.
Okay. Well, am I mistaken? Lake Castaic?
Castaic
Is that
Lake.
how you pronounce it?
Yep. Castaic Lake.
Yes.
That's about an hour.
That's my bucket list.
Oh.
That is one of my bucket lists. I've read story after story after story.
That place is a bass fishing heaven for big old monsters in there. I mean, that place
I read an article.
Yeah.
Yeah, I read an article actually of a guy who caught one that was foul hooked that would have been the new world record, but it was released. I don't know if that to be true or not. I don't have any reason not to believe the story, but it was right at 24 pounds or something like that. But he foul hooked her up in the top of the head and around the eye, and released the fish. That's awesome to think that there is a world record out there waiting for somebody to catch.
Oh, when you come out here and fish that bucket list, we'll go with you.
We'll go with you. Yeah, when you finally hit that
bucket
list,
be awesome.
we'll go with you.
I've been there. My dad took me
dude,
when I was a kid.
Really, That is awesome, man. You've done something I want to do.
Yeah.
I definitely want to go fishing.
That place,
my bass fishing partner, Mike.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, I was just saying that place. That place is. It is a really. I mean, it's a hotbed for. I mean, these huge lake monster, bass and stuff like that. I mean, they're. And when you do hook up over there, I mean, they will take you for a ride. It is a fun.
Yeah, there's one guy
spot.
in particular. Yeah, one guy in particular, because obviously it's a reservoir, maybe, type of deal, because one guy set 4 world records. I think he caught a 17-pound bass on 4-pound test line. Set four different world records on, tackle, and that'd be awesome, man. Get out there and see, being where I'm at, we're in South Georgia. Just imagine the swampiest, stumpiest, rotten trees. We're fishing with 30-pound braid. Yeah. And you'll still lose fish. They'll break it just like it ain't nothing if they get up against something. So we have to kind of decide whether we're going to go with fluorocarbon or braid or whatever, according to what pond we're in. Yeah. But just left the Bassmaster Classic too. Man, if you ever get a chance, go. It is awesome. You'll meet
I've never been.
guys.
I've only watched it.
Man, well, they have it out that way, Texas, out on the West Coast, and I don't know where it'll be next year, but met some awesome guys, man, and I'm telling you, you sound like y'all are bass fishing enthusiasts in particular. So
yeah, I mean,
we'd enjoy it.
We love all sorts of fish. We go saltwater fishing. We go, trout fishing, cat fishing, bass fishing, pan fishing. We pretty much do it all.
That's me. I love every bit of it, but I'm a total outdoors. If it has anything to do with outdoors,
well, actually,
I'm with you.
Yeah, I'm with you too. I mean, you said you were doing some turkey hunting too. I mean, I haven't done some turkey hunting in I don't know how long, but I would love to go back and do some of that.
Yeah,
I haven't.
Man, it's peaceful. We didn't shoot a thing this morning. Saw heard birds, everything else.
Yeah.
But we actually had some guys that were on the adjoining land. I kind of figured out what was going on. The reason we didn't get on any birds is so much traffic. We had game wardens over there catching them.
Yep.
They were, unfortunately, it's hard to believe this, but they were baiting turkeys, and they shot a turkey over bait. Yeah, they didn't get locked up, but they got them a good stiff penalty.
Stiff one on them.
I'm sure it's a bit heavy.
Yeah, it's pretty stiff in Georgia. They kind of stick it to you for.
Last time
they should. I mean,
the last time I went hunting, I went and did some javelina hunting out in Arizona with my brother.
Oh man,
that was fun.
Well, I'm not a world traveler or anything, but I am definitely coming toward the West Coast. I want to do a little antelope out on the Great Plains. And I'm the type of guy. It sounds kind of, everybody says this, but really, I don't even care if I kill anything.
No, it's just
I love getting out there. I want to know. Yeah, I want to know. I put boots on the ground in the Great Plains.
Mm-hmm. That's it.
And just walk. I mean, I don't know. It's kind of romantical for me, I guess you'd say. It just the idea, whole idea.
But that's just
it's therapeutic to me.
Exactly. I was, what Paul was saying. It's a total therapeutic way of life. Like when you walk around somewhere and you just kind of look around at the beauty of it all, and you're just like, it don't get much better than this. You forget your life. You forget life for a little bit. And that's what makes it.
All the stresses are gone, man. All the stresses. You just forget about things, and I try to be, put it out there to people who's non-hunters or non-fishermen and all that. Look, man, you don't have to hunt. You can just, why don't you go on a nature trail? Mm-hmm. Walk a nature trail. North Georgia has
go for a hike.
The Bartram Trail.
That's it.
Go for a hike through the woods, man. You don't have to hunt or fish, but get out there in nature. Nature has this therapeutic. I mean, it can remedy a lot of problems.
Put a smile on your face.
We are all.
Mm-hmm. And it's just
we're all stuck to social media all the time.
And actually,
just unplug.
We actually have some friends up in Oregon that we got together with, the Columbia River Hookers, and our friend, Ryan McMasters. What he does is he takes people out on the Columbia River and gives them a little bit of river
individuals.
River therapy.
He's a correctional officer.
Yep.
And he
He takes out
provides that.
Oh, he's a correctional officer?
Yeah, he provides that for people who
I am
are
too.
at risk.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, he takes correctional officers, first responders, anybody that likes
that is weird. Small world.
Yeah,
small world. I'm a correction officer full time and a reserve deputy.
Oh, okay. There you
go.
Thank you
man.
for your service.
We
appreciate
thank you.
that.
Yes, thank you for your
brother.
service.
Hey, look. To me, it's serving my community. I'm all about it.
Correct.
Anything I can do to help anybody, man.
That's it.
Well, thanks for coming on the show, JD. You're welcome to come back anytime. We enjoy the fish story. I felt like I was there with you. I did read it, and then hearing it, it's just that much better.
Absolutely.
And we appreciate the blog.
Well, look here. Thank y'all for what you're doing, man.
Oh, no.
Thanks for what y'all do, man.
You are quite welcome, but thank you. I mean, without people like you, we wouldn't have the show that we have, and we wouldn't be able to do what we do. So, again, thank you very much for everything that you do.
From all of us here at Outsider Tackle Box, tight lines.
Tight lines, man. Have a good Saturday. Fish more.
Tight lines, brother.
All right. We'll talk to you again soon.
God bless.
God bless. Take care. Bye-bye.